So we all know Eugene Harold Krabs, proud owner of the much-beloved Krusty Krab, father to his teenage daughter Pearl, and of course, lover of all things money.
Hello, I like money.
But what if I told you that Mr. Krabs was evil?
Evil!
Yes,
Very
Mermaid
much
Man,
so.
evil. And I'm not talking about the fact that he underpays his workers, prints counterfeit money, or has tried to kill Plankton many times. Mr. Krabs is evil because of what he puts inside his Krabby Patties. Now you may be thinking, but we know what's inside the Krabby Patty. SpongeBob has clearly said it many times. Just look at this video.
First bun, then patty, followed by ketchup, mustard, pickles, extra onions, lettuce, cheese, tomatoes, and bun, in that order.
And yes, this is true. But I'm not talking about the ingredients of the Krabby Patty as a whole. I'm talking about the ingredients of the actual Krabby Patty. Mr. Krabs has clearly gone through extreme lengths in the show to protect the Krabby Patty formula. But why? Surely if Plankton steals the formula and makes a replica Krabby Patty, people would still be loyal to the Krusty Krab. I mean, if Burger King made a rip-off Big Mac, people would still choose the Big Mac. So this must mean Mr. Krabs is hiding something in his formula that he doesn't want getting out. But what? Well, I've got 3 different theories that may just explain what Mr. Krabs is hiding.
Well, we already know one.
This
We already know one theory. And if you guys haven't seen it, go to my page. It's called the Evolution Theory. It'll absolutely blow your mind. But here we go. Theory number 1.
first theory has been circulating around the internet for quite some time now. It all started when people noticed that the Krusty Krab looked awfully similar to a crab trap in real life. Then people started realizing that there weren't many crabs in the Bikini Bottom at all. As a result, many people believe that Mr. Krabs has been capturing his fellow crustaceans and cooking them up for Krabby Patty meat. I mean, the burger is called the Krabby Patty, and in the Dutch version of the show, the Krabby Patty is even straight up called a crab burger. So could the secret ingredient be crab meat? If you take a look at the Krusty Krab menu, you will see that every item on the menu has its key ingredient in its name. Coral bits are made of coral. Kelp shakes are made of kelp. So naturally, Krabby Patties must be made of...
By the way, you guys left so many comments about this on my video. So I feel like I had to watch this theory. So yeah, I believe this, but I also believe the other theory too. Again, if you guys haven't seen it, go watch it. It's fucking crazy.
crab.
Makes
and
a lot
if
of
you want
sense.
even
But yeah,
more
this one
proof,
does
in
too,
the episode
definitely.
Midlife Crustacean, Mr. Krabs can be seen taking a bite of a Krabby Patty before uttering,
So that's what I taste like.
"So that's what I
Yep.
taste like." Mr. Krabs is basically confirming the theory. But despite the evidence, many people have been quick to point out some problems with this theory. In the episode Cracked
All right,
Crabs,
let's see the
Mr.
problems.
Krabs attends the cheapest crab convention. Here, there are clearly many crabs
Oh,
who
shit.
attend, throwing doubt onto the idea that Mr. Krabs is a mad killer. However, you must remember that this convention happened outside the Bikini Bottom,
Yeah.
and Mr. Krabs still needs meat for his Krabby Patties. Another problem people have is that Nickelodeon has publicly denied this theory. Someone had posted about this theory, to which Nickelodeon actually commented, saying, "We can 100% confirm that Krabby Patties are not made from crabs." I don't know
See,
about
bro?
you, but unless the official creators of SpongeBob deny this theory, I can't be sure. In my mind, I think this was just a way of protecting Nickelodeon's reputation. Along with the comment, Nickelodeon also released the official ingredients for the Krabby Patty, where Nickelodeon stated that the Krabby Patty was made of imitation crab meat, or fake crab, basically ruining the theory. But to be honest, this recipe doesn't make Mr. Krabs any less evil, and I'll explain why in theory number 2.
Theory number 2. So, I feel like that debunks the whole fucking crab thing. If they straight up came out and said that it's not made of crab meat, I don't know if I can believe it, man. As much as it makes sense, I don't know.
So this next theory is a bit more believable, as it is based on evidence that has been proven in the show. In the episode Friend or Foe, Mr. Krabs finally reveals to SpongeBob the origin of his feud with Plankton. Mr. Krabs explains that growing up, they had been best friends, bonded by the fact that they were both outcasts. One day, they decided to make a burger together, after their favorite restaurant went out of business. But in the classic Mr. Krabs and Plankton spirit, their endeavor ended in an argument. They ripped the recipe in half, with each of them taking a piece. On Plankton's piece, it is clearly revealed that the burger contained a pinch of chum. Now it's important to note that the burger that they had created, also known as the Plab Patty, wasn't a Krabby Patty. However, many believe that the recipe was used by Mr. Krabs to create the Krabby Patty later on. I mean, Plankton used his piece to establish the chum bucket. If this is true, the secret ingredient to Krabby Patties could be chum. Therefore, it would make sense why Mr. Krabs wants to hide the recipe, because he doesn't want his customers knowing that they are eating their fellow fishy friends. Not to mention that Mr. Krabs probably has to catch and kill the fish himself to make sure his secret doesn't get out. And judging by how many Krabby Patties have been made throughout the show, that's a lot of fish, meaning Mr. Krabs could probably end up spending the rest of his life in jail if he's caught. Mr. Krabs' reliance on chum may also explain why he kept the recipe hidden from Plankton. Plankton's whole restaurant is dedicated to chum, meaning Plankton could probably produce Krabby Patties faster than Mr. Krabs, running the Krusty Krab out of business. Before, I had mentioned the official Krabby Patty recipe Nickelodeon released, where it is revealed that the Krabby Patties are made of imitation crab or fake crab meat. You know, the same crab meat you get when you order sushi. This actually supports the theory that Krabby Patties contain chum, as imitation crab is typically made of ground up fish. Yes, that's right, in other words, chum. With all this evidence from the show, and basically confirmation from Nickelodeon themselves, this theory makes the most sense.
Yeah.
Theory number three. So this last theory is a bit crazy, but it actually makes a lot of sense. And no, the theory isn't that the secret ingredient is whale blubber, and that Mr. Krabs is raising Pearl just so he can kill her, because unfortunately, there isn't enough evidence for that. So basically, Twitter user Catherine Danielle...
Guys, I'm telling you, go check out my page, watch the evolution theory. It proves that theory right there.
Decided to simply Google what the Krabby Patty recipe was, and she found out that the Krabby Patty contained Poseidon powder. Now, for those who don't know what Poseidon powder is, a quick search on the Urban Dictionary reveals that Poseidon powder is actually slang for cocaine. And since then, Google hasn't tried to hide it. I mean, if you search up what's the secret ingredient in Krabby Patties on Google now, it straight up says cocaine. And to be honest, this actually explains a lot about the show. It explains why all the fish in Bikini Bottom can't stop eating Krabby Patties. Mr. Krabs can raise the price of Krabby Patties, dye them different colors, even make them out of cement. People will still keep coming back for more Krabby Patties because they are literally addicted. It also explains why SpongeBob is so hyper all the time, because he consumes the most Krabby Patties out of everyone in town. But the thing that makes this theory the most believable is Squidward's interaction with Krabby Patties. Throughout the show, Squidward has blatantly refused to eat Krabby Patties.
Here, try this.
Get that garbage out of my face.
However, in the episode Just One Bite, SpongeBob finally convinces Squidward to take a bite of a delicious Krabby Patty. Immediately, Squidward is hooked, and he begins doing whatever he can to get his hands on another Krabby Patty.
What the fuck?
I gotta have more. I gotta sneak one.
This changes everything.
I'm off the stuff for good.
While this is going on, he even starts hallucinating about falling in love with a Krabby Patty. If you ask me, these scenes definitely make it seem like he's on something. Finally, when he is eventually able to find a stash of Krabby Patties, he starts eating as much as he can, before ending up in hospital. Overeaten or overdosed, you can decide. But this scene definitely confirms something overly addictive is present in the Krabby Patty. The episode called The Great Patty Caper also supports this idea. As in the episode, it shows us that the Bikini Bottom residents suffer severe withdrawal symptoms from the Krabby Patties, similar to that of a drug user. And again, it would make sense that Mr. Krabs wants the formula to be hidden, because if it got out that he's been drugging the citizens of the Bikini Bottom, he would, again, be spending a lot of time in jail. So, there's my theories on what I think greedy Mr. Krabs could be hiding in the formula. Crab meat, chum, drug.
Bro, guys. Holy shit. Comment what you guys think down below. I'm interested to see. That makes a lot of sense, and it really, really rebuttals the whole Pearl and Pearl's mom theory.